Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Gabriel Santos here. And been a minute since I made a video. No specific reason other than just haven't made one. Um, but I think about making videos pretty much every day. It's in the back of my mind, and um, part of the reason why I guess is as this channel has grown over the years, it's been about maybe I want to say like 5 years since I started making videos consistently, um, more or less. A lot of it, as many of you know, a lot of the content was centered around marijuana, whether it's quitting or taking breaks or how to have moderation. Many of you have seen me go through that evolution. But as I've more or less gained a lot of progress and I want to say mastery, right, in that realm, um, the motivation to make videos and the purpose of making videos has changed a lot. And I would say the last 5, maybe even 10, 15 videos I've made on this channel, I've struggled to make them in terms of, content. I feel like the marijuana related content is getting pretty redundant. And to be honest, it's not as relevant of a issue in my own personal life. But my conflict is that I want to continue helping people and shining a light on that topic because part of why I made the channel in the first place was because of the lack of content that I thought was out there. Um, and so I feel it's not just my responsibility, but I want to continue offering support to that community. Um, but at the same time, like I would like to move on in terms of what kind of content I make, even kind of like the coaching or advice or insight related content gets a little old for me. Um, the reality is that I'm not. I don't have uh, uh, a sense of mastery in my own life in a lot of ways, right? And so there's a lot of growth to be had for me personally. Um, and that's something I want to bring up in this video as well is, just to kind of share what I've been going through, right? Um, and many of you I think, can relate to this in general. Is I've been in uh, not just survival mode, but be kind of like just getting through the day, right? Like I have work, and outside of work, I just chill and relax, and at the same time, I'm not really growing my coaching business. I'm not even producing content, and in general, kind of feel a lack of purpose, a lack of direction in my life. And I think many of you guys can relate to that. Many people in general can relate to that. Um, and I don't have much else to say about that other than that's where I'm at right now. It's a relatively new spot for me to be. Not that I've never been lost or directionless in my life, but in years past, when I would have this feeling or face this type of situation, um, I would typically, uh, get my act together or work out or something. And those are all things I've thought about. But especially now that I'm 31 now, going to be 32 next March. Some of you may not even know how old I am. Yeah, I'm 31. Um, Especially when I turn 30, a different gear. I don't know if it's because of my perceptions around being 30 or the culture around being 30 and what that number means. Um, Essentially, I'm not a kid anymore in terms of responsibilities and the ownership I'm expected to have for myself and my life. Um, and to be honest, I never really thought long term like that. What I mean is like, what am I gonna do for the next 10 years? What am I gonna do when I'm 50? What do I want to do in the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years? Because as a kid, luckily I had very supportive parents and they, for the most part, paved the way for me. And we got as far as like, getting through college, and then what, right? The expectations that you get a job, and I've decided to pursue coaching. But even that, like what more do I want to do? And I guess my point with this whole topic is to bring up for myself and to pose to you guys is, like it's easy to just kind of go on autopilot, um, do the day-to-day things because those are already taxing, stressful, and challenging enough, right? Getting to work, dealing with work, performing at work so you can pay your bills, so that you can have a place to live and food to eat and shelter to have. And in many ways, like for one, I feel like that doesn't, we go on autopilot for so long and we do that and we don't give ourselves and that whole process enough credit, right? Enough acknowledgement for how hard that is. But at the same time, like, or in addition to that, as I look at I need a haircut, guys. I need a freaking haircut. In addition to that, it's like, okay, well, what more, right? Because I think about this, right? I'm like, am I just gonna do this until I'm like fucking 70, right? Like, do the bare minimum, make the money I need to make so that I can, make sure I cover all my expenses and just kind of like play PS4, play PS4, watch Netflix with my girlfriend and fall asleep and do it all again. It's not a bad life, honestly, right? Like, uh, um, it really isn't. But part of me, deep down, is like, I know that I'm not pushing myself. I know that I'm not striving for more. I know that I'm just coasting. I know that I'm just, doing the bare minimum. And for me personally, for some reason that irks me inside. And um, in a similar way with how weed addiction and numbing with weed works, like I find myself, despite not having weed in the picture, um, finding other ways to numb, avoid, distract, sedate, not take a look at things in my life, right? Whether it's through video games or work or phone, right? Like, man, I spend so much time on the freaking phone. It's ridiculous, guys. The phone, the computer, whether it's watching YouTube, whether it's chess, whether it's, and that's another thing, by the way. I think in addition to all the types of life content I make, I want to start branching out a little bit. I really love playing chess. It's something that I started playing very heavily in 2020, the pandemic, and I'm pretty proud of the development I've had as a chess player. I'm not great, but I'm decent. Um, I would like to bring some chess content to the channel, whether it's me playing games and me just doing commentary and kind of talking. There could be some, life related content all the while I'm talking, playing chess. Um, but that's just kind of like a preview into some of the stuff that's to come. But yeah, decided to just turn on the camera and kind of just share, not be so much from like an advice giving point. As much as I love, I think it's 100% warranted to give advice on topics that I have had success in, right? I have experience in. I have a sense of mastery in, right? Because the whole purpose is just to help. But the honest truth is that there are so many things in my life that I do not have a sense of mastery on, whether it's personal health, whether it's finance, whether it's, um, you know, future planning, relationships. I have some experience in all those things, but I have a lack of experience in all of them as well. And um, I get that's just a long-winded way of me saying that I'm really no different than many of you in terms of trying to figure out life, having issues to deal with, having issues to deal with that I'm not dealing with, having stress, not knowing what to do, because I think that uh, whether you're in a coaching service or counseling therapy, The reality is my skill set is in helping people a lot with the internal side of things, right? The emotional clarity, the mental clarity, unloading baggage, sifting through negative feelings, um, sorting through inner conflict. That's a lot what I deal with in terms of who I coach and what I do for people. Um, but and I'm kind of losing the train of this whole video here, but this is all this is all just I'm just trying to figure out what to do with this channel, trying to figure out what to do with myself, um, wanting to serve the community that we have created here on this channel, wanting to serve the marijuana demographic still to a large degree, wanting to branch out as well, and overall just kind of keep a line of communication and a dialogue going between me and you guys. I feel like it would be a shame to waste this channel. I do not want to do that. I'm not going to do that. And at the same time, I'm trying to figure out what direction to take, amongst other things. But hopefully, hey, what I was saying, hopefully, everyone's doing well. Feel free to leave. I would love to hear in the comments down below just how everyone's doing. What are you guys going through? Some of your big wins, some of your milestones, some of your maybe, I don't know, something maybe you need some support with, and other people in the comments can support you with them. But yeah, it's always good to make another video. And shout out to the person. So long story short, one of my clients actually um, was like, bro, make videos. What are you doing? Right? And I was like, fucking A. And so big shout out to him. He is the reason I'm making this video in terms of accountability. And so it just goes to show, the power of accountability as well as the power of honoring your word. So I appreciate that, bro. Here's the video. And I'm committing not just to my client, who's also I consider a friend, but I'm committing to you guys watching that I will post another video by next Tuesday or sooner. All right, guys. So there we go. Accountability. Anyways, y'all. Oh, let's add if I don't post a video, I will donate $100 to Feeding America. That's a charity. And if I do, I will go get some In-N-Out. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Next video by Tuesday or sooner, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.